Smothering that joint. You was not letting it happen.
Listen, have you seen what his uppercut has done to people twice my size?
Did you have any go-to pump-up?
Smothering that Joe, you weren't letting it happen. Have you seen what his uppercut has done to people twice? What songs do you like to listen to get pumped up for camp? Funeral music? Alright, so it's all over the grapevine and professionals are giving Jake Paul some serious advice if he wants to maintain his career. After the much-anticipated press conference, it appears that the main conversation will center on Jake needing to avoid none other than Mike Tyson in order to maintain his competitive edge. Tyson recently issued a warning, stating that he is aiming for a first-round knockout. The press conference was full of heated exchanges, audacious claims, and surprising turns. As the fight progressed, it became evident that both fighters were eager to make an impression on the boxing community and that they weren't scared to speak out for themselves. With a series of cutting remarks, Mike Tyson continued to undermine Jake Paul's bravado, leaving no doubt in anyone's mind about the seriousness of the challenge that lay ahead. "You think you're tough, huh?" Tyson gave Paul a chilling warning, saying, "Stepping into the ring with me is like staring death in the face." When asked whether he could still fight at age 58, Mike Tyson said emphatically, "Yeah, I may be 58, his voice dripping with scorn as he gazed down his opponent. "Let me tell you something, kid, I am the baddest man alive on this planet. What do you say to those who tell you that you're too old to be fighting? Why don't we start with Mike?" Tyson said, "I've never felt more ready to step back into that ring and show the world what I'm made of." Proceed, I believe those that expressed their intention to be here were aware that Jake Paul wasn't going to back down from a challenge. Paul responded to the boxing legend Mike Tyson, saying, "Think you're the big man on campus." Paul laughed, but let's face it, the man is beyond his peak and living in the past. As for his threat of a first-round knockout, Paul made fun of Tyson, saying, "Please, Tyson, can't touch me." When it comes to boxing, few names have the same resonance as Mike Tyson's. Even after years away from the ring, Tyson is still a formidable opponent, and Jake Paul will face an uphill battle against him. Pros are cautioning Paul about backing out of the fight in a recent interview with Vlad TV. Tyson responded, "You may talk a big game, but when you step into that ring with me, you're in my world, and in my world, there's no room for pretenders." Renowned actor and martial artist Michael J. White was blunt in his evaluation of Jake Paul's prospects versus Mike Tyson. Jake Paul, who is well known for his combat sports skills, said that he doesn't have a chance. His straightforward demeanor highlighted the significant difference between Paul and Tyson's experience and talent. "All right, I did some research on it. Mike Tyson weighs 220 pounds, which is 1 pound under his ideal weight, while Jake Paul is roughly 200 pounds. Are you kidding me? He's just 200 pounds. Oh my goodness, this is worse than I had anticipated." That was his final battle, and that's what he was waiting for. White's warning was followed by a litany of grave warnings. "I'm sorry, but I don't understand how Jake pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson pounding him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops it since he isn't big enough to cause Mike any trouble. Tyson is more than just a boxer. While Paul has historically fought in a lower weight class than heavyweight, which will be the designation for his fight with Mike Tyson, Mike can be held by big guys who have long reach and outweigh him. I think people that weigh Mike can hold Mike because of his unique center of gravity." Although Paul has acknowledged that he would gain weight in order to be ready for the shift, Iron may have a significant advantage since he has never faced opponents in Tyson's weight class. Although Paul may benefit from his youth, Tyson has knowledge and a lifetime of ring experience. In a recent interview, White stressed that underestimating Tyson would be a major mistake. He noted that boxing legend, however, Roy Jones Jr. did not hold back in issuing a severe warning to Jake Paul. Jones Jr. warned that Mike Tyson is no joke, stating emphatically that he is a force to be reckoned with, and that to underestimate him would be a catastrophic mistake. Back and forth, if you've ever had a pit bull puppy, then you know that when they try to play with other dogs, they don't know how to play and end up fighting because it's just in their blood. What people don't realize is that this isn't unique to them. It's just like the game rooster or the little colorful fish that they seal at the fair. If you put two of them in there, one of them will die. That's just how some things in life resemble that. Likewise, some people have a pit bull mentality. Mike Tyson is one of those people. Jay Jr. continued by showcasing Tyson's unparalleled speed, power, and ring intellect, which have elevated him to the status of a living legend in the boxing community. Jake, you have to be ready for anything when you enter the ring with Tyson. He warned you not to take him lightly and that it's an exhibition with no hedger and judges. I mean, Tyson and the exhibition are still possible. It was Mike Tyson who stopped Corey Sanders in the first frame of an exhibition back in 2004. Based on that, how would you define an exhibition, since seeing Mike Tyson in the ring has nothing to do with exhibitionism? I don't know how Jake Paul stops Mike Tyson from punching him in the body during their sparring sessions, but White stated that Paul is too small to cause Mike any trouble. Following Jones Jr.'s advice could mean the difference between victory and defeat for Jake Paul. Now Lennox Lewis has expressed concern for Paul. Lewis is the last undisputed heavyweight champion in boxing history and is considered the best British fighter of all time, so he is a knowledgeable opponent. Lewis is approaching it from a different perspective since he is worried about the novice Paul. Lewis informed The Guardian that Tyson is still capable of punching, as evidenced by his ability to hit a bag. I know Jake Paul will feel the impact of Tyson's blows, but he also knows how to step forward and cut off the ring, so it's just a matter of time until Jake Paul's defenseman steps up. Okay, Mike Tyson is engaged in combat. What are your hopes for the major battle in Dallas, Texas, Jake Paul? I predict a thrilling fight between Mike Tyson and myself. As you may know, Tyson is a two-dimensional fighter who will attempt to knock you out. You must try to avoid him and his power. I've seen Tyson in the gym recently, and he throws some really good combinations. He needs to make sure I'm speaking. Tyson is a genuine fighter, so Jake Paul has to make sure he stays out of the line of those blows. A few weeks ago, I saw Mike, and he looked good. He was moving about baring his body and flaunting his muscles, so he must be getting ready. Lennox continued, saying in a recent commentary, renowned boxing trainer Teddy Atlas expressed his concerns about Jake Paul's upcoming fight with Mike Tyson, saying that it is a very dangerous fight for Jake. Lewis has faced Tyson once and come out on top. How did that happen? Can Jake Paul learn anything from watching the Lions fight in 2002, which was titled Lewis Tyson is On? Paul Atlas forewarned him that he was up against a legendary, iconic fighter, the last man to possess both the greatest punches in heavyweight history and the greatest combination of power and speed. The fighter is 58 years old, and while his career ended poorly before he retired, one of the last things that go with